Coronation Street star Ben Price has teased details of a painful time for his character, Nick Tilsley. As well as dealing with the difficulties regarding his son Sam Blakeman, Nick struggles to cope when his ex-wife, Leanne Battersby, finds a new partner. Though Nick is now in a relationship with Leanne's stepsister Toya, he still has some feelings for his ex-wife, to whom he was married twice. This is tested in upcoming scenes when Leanne falls for newcomer Idris Nasir, with Sam battling his own demons amid Leanne's new storyline. It seems likely that Idris will become a part of the teenager's life with this development, as well as the newcomer's involvement with Leanne proving to be a bitter pill for Nick to swallow. "That's quite painful for Nick," said Price in regards to Idris's links with both Sam and Leanne. "He finds it very difficult. Idris has come in and you will see Sam opening up to him, and Nick then feels quite lost before getting angry and protective. He also recognizes, in a sad way, that maybe he's not completely rounded. With teenagers going through any sort of angst, the last person they often speak to is their key caregiver," added the actor. "If there's someone else who's removed from it, they can talk to them. But it's hard for the parents to stand by and watch that, particularly when it's a new love interest for someone. There's a lot wrapped up in those emotions." While Nick will feel a little lost following Idris's arrival, the newfound dynamic also provides a sense of competition within the community, with Price explaining that the Weatherfield newcomer is very different to Leanne's previous partners. "Leanne has had other relationships, but Nick's been a bit nonplussed," said the actor. "With Idris, he's a businessman and does quite well for himself, which Nick finds a bit tricky because he has a certain standing by owning the bistro. It crumbles at times, which I think is fantastic. He sets himself up as being able to handle it all, and then the great bit is when he can't. Idris will probably be a match for Nick in certain ways," added the star. "Weatherfield has never been a place where heartbreak stays hidden for long, and for Nick Tilsley, the future is beginning to look more painful than ever. After months of emotional turmoil, shattered trust, and life-changing decisions, Leanne Battersby appears ready to close one chapter of her life and start another. Unfortunately for Nick, that chapter includes him. As the cobbles continue to buzz with drama, viewers are set to witness one of the most emotional storylines of the year. While Leanne focuses on rebuilding her future, Nick finds himself trapped in the wreckage of the past, struggling to accept that the woman he once envisioned spending his life with may be gone forever. For Nick, the reality hits harder with every passing day. The familiar streets of Weatherfield suddenly feel colder. The routines they once shared have disappeared, replaced by awkward encounters and painful reminders of what used to be. Every corner seems to hold a memory, every conversation a reminder of mistakes that cannot be undone. Friends and family can see the change in him. The confident businessman who always seemed to have a plan is beginning to look lost. Behind the brave face lies a man haunted by regret. He knows that some wounds take time to heal, but deep down he fears that this one may never fully disappear. Meanwhile, Leanne is showing signs that she is determined to move forward. After enduring heartbreak and disappointment, she appears ready to focus on herself and embrace a new beginning. While the road ahead remains uncertain, there's a renewed sense of strength about her. She refuses to let the past define her future, and that determination could become one of the biggest obstacles Nick has ever faced. The painful truth for Nick is that Leanne's happiness may no longer include him. As she gradually rediscovers her independence, she begins to realize that she is capable of standing on her own. New opportunities, new friendships, and perhaps even new romance could be waiting around the corner. Every step she takes forward makes it increasingly difficult for Nick to believe there is still hope for reconciliation. The emotional gap between them continues to widen. Even when they share scenes together, there is an undeniable tension. Words remain unspoken. Feelings remain unresolved. Yet the silence often speaks louder than any argument ever could. For longtime Coronation Street fans, the situation is particularly heartbreaking because Nick and Leanne have shared one of the soap's most memorable relationships. They have weathered countless storms together, surviving challenges that would have broken many couples. But some battles leave scars too deep to ignore. The writers appear determined to explore the emotional consequences of those scars, creating a storyline that feels painfully realistic. Rather than offering a quick fix, the show is diving into the complicated process of moving on, a journey that is rarely simple and never painless. As Leanne embraces her fresh start, Nick faces a difficult choice. Does he continue fighting for a relationship that may already be over? Or does he finally accept reality and begin searching for a future of his own? The answer won't come easily. Nick's heart remains firmly tied to the life he once imagined with Leanne. Letting go would mean accepting that some dreams cannot be repaired, no matter how much you want them to survive. For a man who has spent so much of his life believing he could fix problems through determination alone, that realization could be devastating. Yet Weatherfield has a way of surprising its residents. While Nick's future currently appears bleak, Coronation Street has always been a story about resilience. Even in moments of profound loss, there is often hope waiting somewhere ahead. Whether Nick finds a path back to happiness remains to be seen, but the journey promises plenty of emotional twists along the way. For now, however, the focus remains on the heartbreak. Leanne is moving forward. Nick is being left behind. And as the distance between them grows, Coronation Street is preparing to deliver a powerful and deeply emotional chapter that will leave fans questioning whether some love stories are destined to end. Not with a dramatic explosion, but with the quiet, painful realization that it's finally time to let go. One thing is certain: Nick's road ahead won't be easy. And viewers should prepare themselves for an emotional ride as this heartbreaking story unfolds on the cobbles. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Coronation Street Scoop News Update.